Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining A Fistful of Meeples. So this is A Fistful of Meeples and how it is set up. The setup is identical for 2, 3 or 4 players. What you are doing on your turn is you're selecting one of the buildings, these are all buildings, and taking all of the meeples out of that building. You're then heading either right or left. Once you choose a direction, you continue in that direction. You're then putting down one meeple into each of the spots. So for example, he might choose there, place one there, and one there. What then happens depends on the color of the meeple at the door that you've just placed and the color of the meeples in the building. You're allowed to play these in any order you like. So you want to play the ones that are going to get you stuff in before you play ones that are going to use the stuff. So what we're looking at, there are 4 different colors of meeple that we're going to deal with. There's brown, that's the builders. There's gold, that's the miners. There's red, that's the robbers. And there's blue, that's the police. So if you place blue on an area where there are robbers, you will get to gain 2 pieces from the mining bag for each robber that's in the area. So if there were 2 in there, that deputy would be gaining 4 pieces. Because there's only 1, he gains 2 pieces, which are those 2. And to put them in front of you for the moment. Once you've done the thing, push him into the room. The other thing that deputies do is once they've taken their gold or stone from the bag, they remove the robber to the jail. The next one is the brown guy. He's the builder. So builders will be able to spend that if they have that. So he's only got 1 gold and 1 stone at the moment. If he happened to have a few more pieces from previous turns, he could spend 2 gold and 1 stone. So that's putting them back into the bag to build on that building. One side is 2 pieces from the bag and 5 points at the end of the game. The other side is 4 pieces from the bag and 10 points at the end of the game. When you're placing them down, you will always build the smaller side first. So he's paid to build that. He's built that. The builder then goes into that building. The miner does absolutely nothing on this building. If the miner was placed on this building which had been previously built, he would get 2 pieces out of the bag. Those 2 pieces belong to this player. So even if it's this player's turn, if a miner is on an area where there is a building owner, the owner of the building would get the pieces out of the bag, not the miner. And the same goes if a builder is later placed on this, he can spend that 2 gold and 1 stone again to flip that over to the more expensive side. It doesn't even have to be his turn. If someone else has placed a brown guy there, this guy can do that because it's his building. The other one to deal with is the robber. The robber is going to steal 2 pieces, or should I say draw 2 pieces from the bag for every builder that's in the room. So this robber is getting 6 pieces out of the bag because of those 3 builders. So there's the 6 pieces. Notice there's a whole bunch more gold coming out than stone. So if at the end of your turn, you have 6 pieces of gold, which he does, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those 6 pieces are then put back into the bag. So they'll be drawn out later, but the player gets 1 of these gold bricks. These are worth 10 points each at the end of the game, so they're worthwhile collecting. The other character that I haven't touched yet is the Madame. You'll notice she is in a room that is not on the actual street, but you can take everything out of this at any point that you wish and start going either direction. When you place her, she's going to get 1 piece out of the bag for each of the builders that's in the building that she stopped on. So there's no point in putting her there. You'd want her to put her here. She would get 3 pieces for those builders. So how do people get over to the saloon? There are these 2 spots, which are the showdown spots. So if, for example, it's Gray's turn, he selected here, he's got to place all 4 of his guys. So he might place 1 there, 1 there. This spot here is a spot for these guys to be placed. So he might place his guy there. Now, that guy's just going to stand there for the moment because there's no one for him to shoot against. There needs to be someone to shoot against. This player finishes off their turn. So maybe he goes there and there. Do the things, take the stuff out of the bag for each of the guys. They go back into their buildings. If you weren't able to build anything, they just go into the building. You can't do anything. It's not a problem. Now, on a future turn, if Gray took these guys and wanted to head this direction, normally he would need to drop a guy off at the showdown spot. But because he's standing on the other end, he's not going to have a showdown with himself. So he would go to there. For example, do their things and pull them in. However, if the other player on his turn took them from there, he might put a guy in there, a guy there, and a guy there. You work out those 2 other guys first, and now we have a showdown. The showdown is where these dice come in. 1 die for this guy, 1 die for this guy. Whoever rolls the highest is the winner. However, there is a ranking on these guys. So it goes deputies or blue, then robbers, which are red, then miners, which are the gold, and then the builders, which are brown. What that means is if you are higher in the ranking, you actually have a reroll. So blue, because he is higher than gold, would get to re-roll that die if he wished. Because he's lost, he definitely wants to re-roll it. Once again, he's lost. What now happens is the sheriff has been shot, so he goes to the graveyard. The miner, because of the color of his opponent, which was blue, will get 4 pieces out of the bag for this player because he had ownership of the miner, so he would get the goods. He then goes to the saloon. The other spot that can be used at any point is this one, otherwise known as the jail. When you take the robbers out of the jail, you also take one of these red cubes and place them into the bag. Then start placing from wherever you like. So either of these spots, the jail or the saloon, you can actually start placing from anywhere that you like. It's really up to you. You don't have to start in the corner. When the dynamite is drawn out of the bag, it will go to that center explosion space, and then you will halve all of the stone that you have with you. So if this is what this player had, the gold is safe, that's fine. But the stone, he has 2, he puts 1 of them back into the bag. This player only has 1 stone, he hangs on to that. If he had 2, he would also remove 1 back to the bag. So the game continues on like that until one of 3 things happen. Either all 6 of the bars have been taken out of the bank, so that's by trading in these gold depending on the number of them. All 6 of the graves are filled, that's from the shootouts. All 3 of these dynamite have been drawn back out of the bag and found their way to the center of the board. If any of those 3 things happen, that will draw the game to an end. Play will continue until everyone has had the same number of turns. So if this was the start player and they caused one of those 3 things to happen, this player would get 1 more turn. And then we go into a scoring, and the score is 1 point per gold piece, 10 points per gold bar, and any points indicated on your marquees around the board. Whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. I will leave it there. Please go ahead and watch my gameplay to get a feel for how the game actually plays. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games that I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining, and until next time, enjoy gaming.